Hey guys, welcome back to Another Radar Books. I'm Brittany, and today I want to do a little bookish catch-up. It's kind of going to be like a all-in-one kind of video. I just want to talk about what I'm currently reading and what I've just finished, and also just a couple books that I picked up recently. So it'll be like a wrap-up and a haul kind of all together. This will be my new filming location. This is upstairs in our office. This is kind of like the overflow of the books that I have. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump into it. So the book that I just finished a couple days ago was The Creeper Man by Dawn Kurtagich, and I was really looking forward to this. I pre-ordered this. I think that the American version is called The Trees Crept In, and I don't think it's released yet. So this is the UK version, and like the cover is just so creepy. And the concept is that a girl and her sister move in with their aunt into an old decrepit mansion, and there is a curse that is on the land, and it is haunted by the Creeper Man, who likes to steal children, and he comes in from the forest and starts to terrify the girls, and it just sounds so creepy. And I knew that it was a multimedia book, which I really enjoy, so it had really interesting kind of writing style. Like there's letters inside and a couple drawings, and she also did like almost like blackout poetry. So there would be a journal entry, and then certain words would be in bold, and that would create a poem or a saying along with what the journal entry was saying. So that was really interesting, and at first I was really into it and invested in it. But as time went on, I just felt like it lost so much momentum, and a lot of things just weren't explained, which I feel like is the case in a lot of YA books, unfortunately. And the concept was so there, and it had a really interesting spin and twist in the end as far as the storyline went, but it was just, there were so many loose ends, I felt like, and things that just didn't feel complete, that I felt like I was frustrated with the end, and it just felt really open and irritating. So I wanted to like it, and it's not that I wouldn't recommend it. I think I'm going to give it 3 stars overall. I think it is a quick read, and it was enjoyable and interesting, but it's definitely not the best YA horror that I have read. I would still say give it a chance if it sounds like something you would be interested in, but maybe not have as high of hopes as I did. So the book that I'm currently reading, I've just started it, I'm not very far, maybe like, I don't know, 20 pages in or something, is The Less Than Perfect Legend of Donna Cressotti by Dan Mithilwaite. And I heard about this on Simon's channel over at Savage Reads and immediately bought it because it sounds so up my street. It is a book about books, and it follows Donna, who's the main character, and she basically has surrounded herself with books and lives in her stories and doesn't like to go out much. She pretty much hides out in her apartment and has just books in every single room piled high to the ceiling. She even has covered the floor of her bedroom with books, almost to make like a tile floor out of books. And this follows her adventure into the world and trying to go on an adventure, just like the knights and princesses that she reads about in her stories that she loves, and kind of how I think that she starts living her own life instead of living all of her lifetime through books. So it just seems really great. I'm really enjoying it so far. It has so many awesome quotes in it that I mean, if I was highlighting this book, it would almost be entirely highlighted, because it just talks about how important literature is to her, and I can just relate to that so much, and I just really like it. So I think that if this sounds interesting, definitely give it a go. Okay, so on to the book haul that I have. These are ones that I have mostly ordered online. I think I usually use Better World Books or Abe Books. I really like both of them. And so these are all ones that I have stumbled across, probably because of BookTube or through Goodreads or whatnot. But I'm really excited to get to all of them. So the first one that I have here is called True Murder by Yaba Badeau, and this is published by Vintage. And this follows 2 girls who end up at a boarding school together, and they become really quick friends, and some menacing things start to happen. They discover some bones up in an attic which they think belong to an animal, but it turns out that they are actually human. So they decide that they need to solve this mystery. And I really, really enjoy books with child protagonists, especially mystery ones kind of like this, where they get wrapped up in something that's a lot bigger than themselves. And I'm really excited. I think it explores female friendship and a lot of bigger issues, even though the plot seems pretty simple. So I'm definitely excited to see how this goes. And I think this author has quite a few books out. And so if I really love it, I'm excited to find some, or to have discovered a new author to read. Next is a book that is just recently been released, and I heard about this on the Book Riot podcast, all the books, and Liberty really, really loved it and just sounds so interesting. It is Security by Gina Woolsdorf, and this follows a group of people who are, I think it's a hotel, I can't remember if it's a hotel or an apartment, but they're building this brand new building that has top-notch security, so that people who are wealthy and like celebrities can go and stay there and know that they will be safe and no one will bother them. But while they're setting up the security system and the hotel itself, some of the workers and the people that are there get trapped inside with a killer. So it sounds like, I think she said it was kind of like a classic like slasher film kind of vibe, and it just sounds super interesting. It's really short, a lot shorter than I thought it was going to be, so I'm excited to get to that one, especially since Halloween is just around the corner. Next up is a book that I have wanted to read for so long, and I hate the covers. Like, I'm just gonna be honest. I know it's like really silly and shallow, but I just don't like the covers. And so I found this one secondhand, and I could not believe it that I've never seen it before. I was so excited. So this is Inkheart. Look at the gold foiling. This is by Cornelia Funke, and this is a movie that I saw ages ago, but I know that it deals a lot with the magic of books and storytelling, and it's a fantasy book about a girl who actually enters one of her favorite storybooks, I believe, and kind of interacts with that world and has to set out to save it. So it sounds so good, and I was so excited to find this copy. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So I think this will be a really, really great read, especially well, it's still kind of summer. It'll be a little bit light and easy to get through, so I'm hoping to get to this really soon. Next is a book that I also pre-ordered, and it is Disappearance at Devil's Rock by Paul Tremblay, and I have read his short story collection. It's one of my absolute favorites. It is a horror short story collection, and he writes pretty much all horror fiction, and I think he has a crime series as well. But I have never read one of his novels. I have his other book, A Head Full of Ghosts, which is about a possession, and this sounds really similar to Picnic at Hanging Rock, which I read recently and really, really love, which is an Australian classic that's kind of a creepy and eerie story about these girls who disappear at this ancient rock formation. And so this sounds a little bit similar. It says, late one summer night, Elizabeth Sanderson receives the devastating news that every parent fears. Her 13-year-old son, Tommy, has vanished without a trace in the woods of a local park. Living in an all-too-real nightmare riddled with worry, pain, and guilt, Elizabeth is wholly unprepared for the strange series of events that follow. As the search grows more desperate and the implications of what happened become more haunting and sinister, no one is prepared for the shocking truth about that night and Tommy's disappearance at Devil's Rock. So it sounds really good. It's gotten really, really good reviews, and I'm really excited to pick this one up too. I will probably wait until it gets closer to Halloween and do all my horror reads in October, so I will keep you posted on how this one goes. And last but not least is one that I don't even know how I came across this, but the cover just grabbed me. So this is The Japanese Devilfish Girl and Other Unnatural Attractions by Robert Rankin. This is a steampunk novel set in 1895 and is based off of H.G. Wells' story War of the Worlds, and it's written as if that is actually a non-fiction book and that is a true account that Mars actually did invade Earth, and this is the world that they are living in now that has happened. And this follows a man who I believe has some sort of circus, and he discovers this Japanese devilfish girl, which is one of the most amazing attractions he could have at his circus, and so he's on the hunt for finding her. And I believe at the same time there is a war between the worlds again, and lots of things are going on, and so it just sounds really interesting. I think it's a trilogy, but this cover just drew me right in, and I'm excited. I don't read a lot of steampunk. I think I've read one series, and so I would be really interested to give it a try. Just sounds fun and quirky and different, so I'm excited for this one as well. So those are the books that I have read recently and currently reading, as well as some of the things that I have bought. And I am hopefully going to have more regular videos posted now that we are moved into our new house. And I'll have a little bit more time to get some stuff done. I hope you guys are all doing well. I've really missed the community a lot and all of your comments, and so I'm really hoping to get back in the swing of things and to be able to feel a part of the community again. So I hope you guys are having a really great weekend, and until next time, happy reading, guys!